Hello, everybody. This is going to be a brief video because I'm just going to kind of review a couple things with you. Some things that are pressing this week. They need to stay on your radar. Know that the quiz, Chapter 3, Part 1, that opened today, which is Wednesday, and it's going to close tomorrow, which is Thursday night at midnight. So you've got that window of opportunity to take that one. Part 2 quiz is going to open Friday morning, and it's going to close Saturday evening. So you've got, again, that window of opportunity to take that quiz. It's time, so make sure that you are conscious of that when you start it. Don't run off to make yourself a taco while you're trying to take that quiz. Study card still due Friday, and that is as long as you get it in by midnight. I imagine most of you are going to have to take a pic and upload that to Schoology so I can see it, because you're going to have to draw those diagrams and those charts. The trophic level assignment, that is a optional assignment that is for extra credit only. So you don't have to do it. You don't have to turn it in. But if you'd like some extra credit, you can go ahead and submit that, and I'll throw some extra credit somewhere where you need it the most. The other thing is really, next week we got that kind of a weird schedule. Monday and Tuesdays off, which is fantastic for you guys. And then Wednesday is going to be the SAT. So between now and then, I'm not going to roll out anything too new for you guys. We're going to talk a little bit about watersheds next week. I want to share my screen here and just briefly go over the cycles that you're going to see on your quiz on Friday. So we talked a bit already about carbon and the water cycle. So we're going to talk a little bit now about sulfur and phosphorus, and then we'll talk a little bit about nitrogen. So, these cycles, again, is how nutrients and resources cycle through our planet. And the phosphorus cycle, this is some reasons why it's important. It's an important nutrient. It's rather slow, but it is carried by water and absorbed by producers, then consumers through the process of consumption. Reservoirs, terrestrial rock, ocean bottom sediments. This is not in the atmosphere. So this is one of those nutrients that's not in the atmosphere. It's cycled terrestrially. Okay. Human impact is mined for agricultural purposes. Sometimes we clear rainforest, which causes runoff to happen rapidly, and then depletes the soil of this nutrient. This is why counter to the obvious, I think, that you would think that the rainforest soil is very nutrient dense, and it's really not. And it's because much of this is washed away because of the sheer amount of rainfall. So that is the phosphorus cycle. The sulfur cycle, it's also an essential nutrient in amino acids and enzymes. It's used as a pesticide in organic gardening, which I only found out a couple years ago, which I thought that was kind of interesting. Sulfur is used as a primary pesticide in organic farming, because in organic farming you cannot use any synthetic chemicals to deter pests or kill weeds. Reservoirs, underground rock, and minerals, and then human impact is from mining, such as metals and copper, lead. Paper manufacturing creates sulfuric acid, which is corrosive to metal and tissue, and this kind of points as to why this stuff is used as an herbicide. The next big one here is the nitrogen cycle. Super important. And I don't know if you've noticed, but like when you get a good rainfall and your plants perk up, grass perks up, it's because most of the nitrogen is in our atmosphere, and it's got to be fixed one way or the other. It's got to be fixed either through bacteria or through lightning. Okay, so that's why after a good storm, our grass perks up and our flowers perk up, because they've got a shot of this very important nutrient called nitrogen. It's important in primary productivity. Macromolecules, that stuff. Macromolecules such as nucleic acids and proteins and lipids. And then how we can impact it is acid deposition, which is like acid rain, or nitrous oxide, which is a greenhouse gas. Eutrophication is another problem where you get this nutrients moving into a water supply, maybe a pond, and doesn't have a lot of flow. And the buildup of nutrients causes algae. Algae deprives the water or fish and aquatic organisms of oxygen, and that can cause some problems, you know. So when you see drive by a pond, like back here behind Layman, and it looks green and slimy and it's still, it's probably undergoing cultural eutrophication, which essentially means it's got a real high nutrient level, which depletes the oxygen, and that's not a good thing for aquatic organisms. Okay, so you know what you want to pay attention to on the quiz, you guys, is those things. You know, the human impacts, the importance of these reservoirs, where you're going to find carbon, where you're going to find phosphorus, how do we alter the hydrologic cycle. You're going to hear a term called anthropogenic on the quiz, and anthropogenic, it means human caused. So human impact, we can also say anthropogenic. All right, so that term you're going to see on the quiz. Um, you know, I built the quiz based on the study card and the document that I put on Schoology, these cycles cheat sheets. So these questions that you see that ask about reservoirs and human impact are going to come from there. And then, of course, there's going to be some questions that came right driven through the study card. So make sure you pay attention to those things, and hopefully you're well prepared for that quiz. So hope to see you all in the Zoom. Review this document also, guys, especially when it comes to how humans alter. And again, that's another way to say that is anthropogenic. So pay attention to those things. Stop by on the Zoom, you know, between today and Friday. And then I'm going to do a quick, short, like little this again, but a little briefer, and really talk more specifically about what you might see on Friday on the quiz, and then we'll go from there. But thanks for stopping by. I will see you guys soon, and y'all stay safe.